With 15 Cups of Champions League, Real Madrid is the greatest team of the 20th century and most likely will be the 21st century. The team of President Perez will not plan to stop spreading their history. There are too many experienced young stars, and the Real Madrid empire will continue to achieve other successes. But let's temporarily put aside those joys for next season, and here we will talk about two words that many media have mentioned on this great day: greatness. In the end, what did Real Madrid do to become so great? How great it is and whether it can maintain that greatness. All will be in this video. People joke that only one person from Real Madrid can beat Los Blancos. That's a very famous photo that has been spread throughout online communities. Nacho, Carvajal, Kroos, and Luka Modric together hold the Champions League Cup. They are both record holders in Europe's #1 tournament, with 6 lifts equal to Gento's previous achievement. And so on the list of record holders in the European-level arena, added more names of the best football team of the 20th century. Before the Champions League final between Real Madrid and Dortmund took place, there were many players from Los Blancos who owned most titles. And after today's match, they will continue to increase that number, and it will be a long time before someone breaks. The list of players who have won the most Champions League titles at the moment includes 5 names: Toni Kroos, Dani Carvajal, Nacho Fernandez, Luka Modric, and the legendary Paco Gento. It can be easily recognized that they are all players who have been playing for Real Madrid, in which Paco Gento has held this title for nearly the 6 past decades when winning the C1 championship with the royal team from 1955 to 1966. It was the primitive stage of the Champions League. Real Madrid dominated this tournament for nearly 11 years, and Paco Gento was the typical representative of Real Madrid's strength and power. It is worth saying that after Real Madrid won the 1965-1966 season, it took 32 years when the tournament was renamed the Champions League for Los Blancos to have the 7th title in the club's history. When breaking the misfortune, Real continuously won the tournament 2 more times in just the next 5 years. However, before their 9th championship, Real Madrid once again fell into a spiral of chaos that took them 12 years to complete the Great Décima in the 2013-2014 season. And unlike the previous 2 times, Real did not let the team's cycle of deterioration happen again, at least until now, when they continuously won the championship from 2013 to 2024, with 6 titles including 3 consecutive doubles from 2015 to 2018 to become the first team to successfully defend the Champions League title. The golden generation of White Vultures at that time, like Ronaldo, Benzema, and Kroos, has continuously dominated the tournament for a long time. Most of the legacy of Galacticos 2.0 has left, but there are still quite a few heroes who stay and join the team to create great things like today. Kroos, Modric, Nacho, and Carvajal are the talented quartet that has reflected the success of the team over the past decade. For Modric and Carvajal themselves, they still have the ability to increase the number of Champions League titles in the coming seasons. Don't know if they can improve their achievements or not. But for now, Real Madrid is still the team with the most players with silver medals, with 12 players owning 5 cups, with Real Madrid standing out like Karim Benzema, Gareth Bale, Marcelo, Toni Kroos, Alfredo Di Stefano. Kroos is still included in this category because in the 6 times the German midfielder won the Champions League, there was one with Bayern Munich. Only 2 names who did not play for Real Madrid but still had the same number of titles are the legends of AC Milan, Paolo Maldini, and Alessandro Costacurta. Just that much is enough to understand that the C1 Cup or Champions League was born for Real Madrid to dominate and create countless different records. There was a period when Real Madrid really had difficulty with the Champions League when they were continuously eliminated in the round of 16 teams. Entering 2010, Real's position and strength in the Champions League has completely changed. Since then, they have continuously won one cup after another in an amazing way. Let's look back at this period. Real from 2010 onwards, or more precisely, since Cristiano Ronaldo arrived, has regained his position in the Champions League. For the first 2 seasons, in the 2010-2011 and 2011-2012 tournaments, they both appeared in the semi-finals, but they lost to Barcelona and lost to Bayern Munich. Barcelona doesn't have to be mentioned because Pep Guardiola's tiki-taka at that time was too strong compared to the rest. However, the 2011-2012 season was really a pity for Real Madrid because that was the year when Los Blancos had a very terrific attack, scoring 121 goals in La Liga. People expected that Real Madrid would play in the final, but missed penalty kicks from Cristiano Ronaldo, Kaká, and Sergio Ramos left Real's La Décima dream unfinished. After that day's failure, Ronaldo said the following: "I owe everyone a Champions League final. I promise not to disappoint you again. Believe me." And just 2 years later, in the 2013-2014 season, Ronaldo truly kept his promise when he helped Real Madrid win the 10th Champions League title in the team's history. It is worth mentioning their journey to the championship has overcome many challenges, typical like Pep Guardiola's Bayern Munich in the semi-finals. Pep's ball control style of football is still applied to the Grey Tigers, as evidenced by the fact that in both the first and second rounds, they were ahead regarding the amount of control. The only thing that remains unchanged is the goal, because Bayern Munich controlled the ball a lot, but could not find Casillas' net, while Real Madrid knew how to take advantage of the opportunities they created, especially in the home match when Los Blancos hit Bayern's net with 4 goals immediately at Allianz Arena. Ronaldo was the brightest player in the competition with a double kick. After this match, Bayern's fans started to fear Ronaldo. Coming into the final match, Real encountered Atletico. The 2013-2014 season can be considered the strongest version of Atletico when they won La Liga and advanced to the final match of the season. The early goal that Los Blancos scored put Real in a difficult position with an extremely uncomfortable defensive style. But fate happened in the 90+3rd minute when Ramos scored a header to equalize the score at 1-1. After that goal, Atletico Madrid broke the match in extra time with 3 losses due to their deteriorating physical strength. Overall, Real Madrid completed the great La Décima. Following that success, Real aimed for the 2014-2015 season with the goal of defending the title, but they failed against Juventus, which was too annoying of Coach Allegri in the semi-finals. Coming to the 2015-2016 season, Real Madrid smoothly advanced to the semi-finals to face Man City. Although the citizens at that time was much stronger compared to Real Madrid's experience, they were nothing. In the finals, they again faced the same City Atletico Madrid. Different from 2 years ago, Los Blancos did not let the same scenario repeat itself, especially the physical exhaustion in extra time. The coach's squad, Diego Simeone, excellently pulled the match into a lucky penalty shootout to determine the possible champion. The scenario was different, but the result did not change as Atletico continued to lose to Real's experience in the shootout. Now coming to the 2016-2017 season, Real Madrid seems like they can't be beaten. Their record of successfully defending the championship is great, but we keep feeling like their journey to a silver cup looked as easy as having no opponents. A typical example is the quarter-final match with Bayern, where Ronaldo scored 5 goals against Neuer to complete the victory with a total score of 6-3 after 2 matches. The most difficult opponent, Bayern, has already overcome. The semi-finals with Atletico Madrid or the final with Juventus can be difficult for Real. Even in the last match, balls have been in Bayern Connery's net for 4 scores. Until the 2017-2018 season, Real Madrid had an equal opponent, none other than Liverpool. We can consider Liverpool 2017-2018 as the strongest Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp in the Champions League because on their journey to the final of the Cup, they swept away every opponent and had a total of 40 scores. However, in the last match, luck was on Real's side when Loris Karius turned into a comedian and lost the championship to the White Vulture. That doesn't mean Real didn't deserve to win the championship, just simply because they were blessed by the gods of luck on the day of the most important match. After winning the Champions League for the 3rd time in a row, Real Madrid received shocking news when the club's greatest player as well as tournament Cristiano Ronaldo said goodbye to the team. The consequence came right after that incident when Real was eliminated in the 1/8 round for 2 consecutive seasons. Many people began to worry about Real's degeneration cycle like 10 years ago. That was the time when the royal team was eliminated consecutively in the round of 16 teams for 5 years. President Perez did not let that happen again. He rebuilt the personnel thoroughly. Talented young players were brought to and combined with former ones to help Real Madrid reach at least the semi-finals in the next 4 tournaments, in which there are 2 times winning the championship. What is worth mentioning about this is that Real Madrid had to defeat Pep Guardiola's most powerful Man City in Europe. Over the past 4 years, Real has reached the semi-finals of the tournament 12 times. including 6 times defeating the enemy, with a frequency that must be said to be extremely admirable and true to the title of the greatest team in world football history. With the current long-term development vision, Real Madrid will certainly still win many more Champions League championships to strengthen its position all over the world. Real Madrid's dominance is not only shown on paper, it is also demonstrated extremely clearly in data. When we review the entire history, the superiority of the Royal Spanish team is even more emphasized. In every aspect, Real Madrid always proves worthy of the title of King of the Champions League. The number 15 championship title is just a statistic that summarizes the excellence of the Royal Spanish team in the European arena. If we consider the records that Los Blancos created in the Champions League, we can clearly understand how great they really are in the European playground. With the 15th Real Elephant Cup, Real Madrid continues to widen the gap with the 3 teams behind: AC Milan, Liverpool, and Bayern Munich. Records need time to be broken, but with Real's numbers, it is difficult for any other team to reach. Statistical table of appearances in the European Club Championship, Real Madrid continues to lead with the most appearances 43 times. Right behind the Spanish royal team are Benfica with 41 times and Ajax with 36 times, during which Los Blancos has appeared in 18 finals, only losing 3 times. Counting in these 40 years alone, Real has had 9 Champions League finals and has not lost any of them. They are record parameters of the tournament. With such a large number of participants, obviously, it will not be surprising that Real is the team that plays the most matches in the European arena, with a total of 489 matches played. Opponents ranked behind, such as Bayern or Barca, are left far behind by Los Blancos, approximately 100 matches behind. More notable is that among them, Real has 294 victories, which is also the most achievement in history. Ranked second in this category is Bayern with 236 times. Third is Barca with 203 times. Regarding the number of goals scored in European competitions, Real continues to lead in the number of goals scored. Throughout history, Los Blancos has scored a total of 1075 goals. 2 following players are Barca and Bayern, with only 825 goals and 687 goals, respectively. In terms of individual statistics, Real players are, of course, also a great record of the tournament. With their 15th championship trophy, there are 4 Real players simultaneously equaling the record of 6 Champions League titles set by another legendary in Los Blancos, Francisco Gento, set in 1966. It took 58 years for Nacho, Cruz, Carvajal, and Modric to equal this record. Perhaps it will take a long time for this record to be broken. If it does happen, it could continue to be another factor for Real. Regarding the individual goals category, an ex-Real Madrid player, Cristiano Ronaldo, leads the tournament with 141 goals, ahead of Messi and Lewandowski, who scored 129 and 94 goals in the Champions League, respectively. It is also Ronaldo who holds the record for most Champions League participation, with a total of 187 times. Casillas is also in the top 2 with 181 times. Third is Messi with 163 times. There are many other notable statistics that Real Madrid and the Real players are on top. Having said that, we can see that Los Blancos is the true king of the Champions League. People talk about the story of class and temperament must be built from success. Success sometimes takes a lifetime to achieve, let alone achieving it at a young age like pillars at Real. But they can really do this. Vinicius, Bellingham, Rodrigo, Valverde, Tchouaméni, Güler, Camavinga will enter the new Champions League format with 1, 2, or 3 cups in hand. So don't ask why Real's young stars will have tremendous confidence when entering each match. Real Madrid is strong, and they will continue to be strong for many years to come. In the previous section, we learned about the 4 individuals of Real Madrid who have won the Champions League 6 times, which means they have the same number of elephant ears as Liverpool and Bayern Munich. When good players come to Real Madrid, they will become great. People say, the old bamboo dies, make way for the new. When names like Nacho, Cruz, Modric, or Carvajal leave, their young generation will continue to create achievements like those of great senior players. A generation of young players from Real Madrid Galacticos 3.0 team is too familiar to winning championships in the European arena. Those who are only 24 or 25 years old are too used to conquering the Arena C1. They have once, twice, or even 3 times won this glory with the Spanish royal team. Although he is no longer a young player, Lucas Vázquez may be the next name to reach the achievement, having won the Champions League 6 times. The recent championship is the 5th time the Spanish defender has won in the royal shirt. As long as he sticks with Real, it is clear that the 32-year-old player's achievements will continue to improve. About the names that are truly youthful and are considered the future of Los Blancos. Many of them have had their second chance at the glory that every player dreams of having in their lives. The first example is Vinicius Jr. here. This was the second time that the Brazilian striker played in a final and won both times. Even more outstanding is that in those 2 finals, Vini was the one who scored the goal that ended the match. And in 2022, it was the only goal for Real in Liverpool's net. Throughout this season, people keep talking about the competition for the golden ball between Bellingham, Mbappe, and Harry Kane. So what now? It is Vinicius who is the one with the highest possibility of doing that. If the 2024 Golden Ball belongs to Vinicius, it is not surprising because Real Brazilian striker is considered a treasure, and there is a high possibility that he will still stick with Los Blancos for a long time. Another Brazilian factor, Rodrigo, also won the Champions League championship for the 2nd time with Real. In this striker's attack, with Vini, they create an extremely get-along-well duo and often create direct threats to opponents. Other names are considered the future of Real, like Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Valverde, who have all won 2 Champions Leagues like many people today. This next generation has gradually become accustomed to conquering the Champions League in the same ways that their seniors did. Along with that journey, the players have trained themselves. DNA of the Champions League passed down through each generation of Real. That's why fans can completely believe in the next championships, and do not forget that Mbappe will come in the summer of this year. Even though at a super level, the French striker has never once touched the glory of C1. With a strong desire, the striker born in 1998 will surely be in harmony with the young team that is too used to winning to continue to create other great milestones. In the future, these recent names can equal or even surpass what Nacho, Carvajal, Modric, or Kroos created. They will continue to be a legendary generation of Real Madrid. Real Madrid has gone through a successful generational transition period, but their veterans cannot stay forever. Kroos has retired. Modric will almost leave after another season. Nacho will probably also follow in the footsteps of one of 2 people. It is possible that Carvajal is also playing his last matches at his peak, when he is already 32 years old. And a successful era of Real is also gradually leaving with this golden generation. The championship still helps Real Madrid claim its position more and more firmly in the history of world football. Do remember that this is still the period when Los Blancos is perfecting Galacticos 3.0 and has not really completed it yet. Rodrigo, Vinicius Jr., or Jude Bellingham are the bright spots in this journey. They are the candidates for the upcoming Golden Ball and the future of the White Vulture. Both Vini and Bellingham are together to set the score to complete the journey of La Décima Finta. Should remember the veteran duo themselves, Toni Kroos and Dani Carvajal, are the ones who broke the deadlock with the open score. Along with heroes like Luka Modric and Nacho Fernandez, they became the players who won the most continental tournaments, equaling the club's legend, Parco Gento. If considered in the Champions League era alone, the above 4 players are the only ones who hold the record of surpassing Mr. Champions League Cristiano Ronaldo 5 times. However, that means the time of the former soldiers is also gradually coming to an end. The elements of Galacticos 2.0 are gradually leaving. The person who started the departure is probably Cristiano Ronaldo, the greatest striker in the club's history after winning 3 consecutive Champions League titles in 2018. After that, the central defender pair Varane-Sergio Ramos also left together 3 years later, CR7. Next, with the title of Champions League 2022, Madrid had to say goodbye to Gareth Bale, Casemiro, and Marcelo. Recently, it was Karim Benzema's last summer farewell after 14 years of being together. This time, Toni Kroos is the next one, even if it's a farewell to his career, not just a farewell to the club like their predecessors. Dani Carvajal and Luka Modric will still be extended for another year to reward their contributions. Real Madrid will have a newer, younger generation to trust and build a future. A sustainable, long-term future in which Kylian Mbappe can be the #1 star of the team, while Federico Valverde will be the captain later. Everything goes right with the statement, "The old bamboo dies, make way for the new." Real Madrid is also ready to prepare for farewell. They do this extremely planned, not so long that they have to fall into a crisis. First now it's Toni Kroos, but then the Madrid stars have to learn to get used to it when they no longer see the player who has been together for more than a decade and no longer plays on the grass field, Santiago Bernabeu. Real Madrid will soon clear the generation that once won the La Décima championship together, but that also marks the end of an era of which players together brought the club and themselves to the top. Finally, the big words have been voiced in most of the video clips that have taken place since morning until now. The concluding words of this video will be light because Real Madrid's 15th championship did not come from such a tense match. When referee Slavko Vincic blew the whistle to end the match, Real Madrid's side was still happy. But in a gentler and more gentle atmosphere than many previous finals, perhaps winning the championship is now a habit of Real Madrid, a habit so normal that it's frightening. And just only from such normal things, a record-making machine Real Madrid was generated.